Hi guys, I am Mohan, Director of NEET Biology Academy. Today let us talk about the RH grouping. In the last video we spoke about the blood group, ABO blood group. So if you go to a doctor to find out your blood group, they will say A plus or B minus, O plus, O minus, etc. The minus or plus indicates the RH grouping. This RH antigen was actually found out from the monkey called rhesus monkey. Rhesus monkey. If the RH antigen is present on RBC, that is called RH plus. If RH antigen is absent on RBC, that means RH negative. So totally if you accumulate 80% of the people are RH positive and remaining 20% of the people are RH negative. Right. Now let us talk about the RH antigen and RH plus and RH minus antigen. The concept here is that if the RH minus blood is exposed to RH plus, then this RH blood will, or vice versa, if the RH plus antigen is exposed to RH minus blood, then this blood will form the antibodies against RH plus antigen. So you must remember this concept that if the RH plus blood is exposed to RH minus, the RH minus blood will form its own antibodies against the RH plus. Let us talk about the RH incompatibility. What do you mean by this? RH incompatibility. Let us take, for example, if a man of RH plus marries a girl with RH negative blood group, what will happen? The fetus formed will be RH plus. Okay. So if an RH man, RH plus, RH positive male marries a woman of RH minus blood group, the fetus formed will be RH positive. So I told you if the RH positive is exposed to RH minus, it will form its own antibodies against RH. Okay. During the first delivery, there will be no problem at all. The first child will be born without any difficulty because here the placenta is a barrier against this antibody. You know placenta, what is placenta? The mother's body is connected, mother's womb is connected to fetus by the placenta. So during first delivery what happens? The RH plus blood will be exposed to RH minus mother's body. You understand? So when the placenta is being cut, when the first delivery, the placenta is being cut. So what happens? The RH plus blood will enter into the bloodstream of the mother. Now what happens? The mother with RH minus blood group will be forming the RH plus antibodies or antibodies against the RH plus antigen. Right. Now during successive deliveries what happens? The fetus will be RH positive. Mother's blood will be RH minus, RH negative. So when the blood of RH minus goes into the fetus, which is RH positive, what happens? The RBC agglutinates. So the fetus is destroyed, or the fetus or the child will be born with some diseases, severe diseases, jaundice, etc. Otherwise, the child will die. So this concept of this disease is called as the erythroblastosis fetalis. So this disease is called as erythroblastosis fetalis, RH incompatibility. So what is the remedy? Suppose the RH plus male marries a woman of RH minus. After the first delivery, what we should do is, the remedy is, we have to give anti-RH minus. So anti-RH antibodies should be administered to the mother's body, to the mother's bloodstream. This is the remedy. This is called as the erythroblastosis fetalis. This is called as the disease is called as erythroblastosis fetalis. So suppose by mistake a couple marries RH plus male and RH minus female. First delivery is over. After the first delivery, what we have to do is, what the remedy is, we have to give anti-RH antibodies into the bloodstream of the mother. So this disease is called as the erythroblastosis fetalis. So this is about the RH grouping, RH plus and RH minus. Now we can come to a problem. Donor X and recipient Y belong to the same blood group. So one is donor X, another is Y, recipient. Both are of the same blood group. Transfusion has led to RBC agglutination because there are four options. One, X is RH minus and Y is RH positive. B option is X is RH positive and Y is RH negative. Third option, both are RH positive. Fourth option, both are RH negative. So you have to find out the answer. It's very simple. The donor X means the donor if donor X is RH negative and Y is positive, let's say the first condition, what will happen? there is no problem at all, because the donor will give RH minus antibodies. So there is no problem. Let us take option C. If both are RH positive, there will be no problem. If both are, last option, both are negative, RH negative, there will be no problem. Because if the X is RH positive, what will happen? And the recipient Y is RH negative, the recipient Y will be having RH negative blood. When the donor gives the RH positive, the Y recipient will form the antibodies against the RH antigen. So in this case, if X is RH plus and Y is RH negative, then the RDC agglutinates. The answer should be second option B. So this is just a twist question. Instead of male, they are given donor. Instead of female mother, they are given recipient. So you should remember the fact, the concept that RH positive male and RH negative female. In this condition only this incompatibility will take place. This disease will come, erythroblastosis foelalis. So the question may be asked anyways. Anything may be asked. RH plus into RH plus, okay. RH minus into RH plus is okay. Both are RH negative. It's okay. Only thing, if the male is RH plus and female is RH negative, in this case only this incompatibility will take place. So you must remember this concept in your mind. That's all. RH plus male and RH female minus will have the RH incompatibility. Okay, that's all. So this is about the RH grouping. Now let us move on to the other next topic. Blood clotting. Blood clotting. So as soon as the blood comes out of the blood vessel, the blood coagulates. That is called blood clotting. What is the function? What is the purpose of blood clotting? To avoid the loss of blood, to avoid the hemorrhage. This blood clotting is very important. In certain period, the blood has to clot. That time is called as the clotting time. This takes about 6 to 8 minutes. This is called the clotting time. As soon as the blood comes out of the blood vessel, it has to clot within 6 to 8 minutes. This time is called as the clotting time. The basic principle involved here is that the soluble fibrinogen of blood plasma is converted into insoluble fibrin in which the blood particles are trapped. and blood clots. Now, the soluble fibrinogen is converted to insoluble fibrin by an enzyme called thrombin. Thrombin. Thrombin is present in the platelet. So what are the constituents of blood? Blood plasma, RBC, WBC and platelet. So here two main things are involved. Soluble fibrinogen in blood plasma and thrombin in platelet are involved. So mainly the thrombin in the platelet is responsible for the blood clot. So this you must know, you must remember, thrombin. Now let us take up this blood clotting mechanism in detail. So when the tissue is injured, what happens? The injured tissue will produce tissue thromboplastin. Tissue thromboplastin. At the same time, the platelet will disintegrate and release platelet thromboplastin. Platelet thromboplastin, that is otherwise called as the platelet factor 3. Platelet factor 3. Now these two combine to form in the presence of calcium ions. This is very important. You must know calcium ions play a very important role in the blood clot. So this tissue thromboplastin and platelet thromboplastin or platelet factor 3 in the presence of calcium ions will form the enzyme prothrombinase. The enzyme prothrombinase. So this prothrombinase will convert the prothrombin into thrombin. So this enzyme prothrombinase formed by the tissue thromboplastin and platelet factor 3 in the presence of calcium ions convert the prothrombin into thrombin. This prothrombin actually is produced in liver with the presence of vitamin K. So this prothrombin, which is converted into thrombin, has been formed in the liver in the presence of vitamin K. So this thrombin will convert the insoluble fibrinogen into fibrin. This fibrin polymerase to form layers, threads into which the blood particles are actually trapped and then the blood clots. This is the clotting mechanism in detail. So once again you can repeat, when the tissue is injured, it produces the tissue thromboplastin. At the same time, the platelet disintegrates to form platelet factor 3. These two in the presence of calcium ions, very important, to form the enzyme prothrombinase. The enzyme prothrombinase converts the prothrombin into thrombin. This prothrombin is actually formed from the liver in the presence of vitamin K, and this thrombin converts the soluble fibrinogen into insoluble fibrin. This fibrin polymerase to form the threads into which the blood particles are trapped and the blood clots. This is the clotting mechanism. In relation to this, you must know two terms. Thrombus. What do you mean by thrombus? Thrombus is the blood clot inside the blood vessel. Thrombus is the blood clot inside the blood vessel. Another term you must know, embolus. What do you mean by embolus? So a piece of thrombus, if goes inside the blood vessels, moves inside the blood vessels, and sometimes it blocks the blood vessel and makes organ damage. This is called embolus. So thrombus is the actually blood clot inside the blood vessel. Embolus is a piece of thrombus flowing inside the blood vessel, making organ damage. So this is about the blood clotting. So today we have seen two topics. One, RH typing, and then blood clotting in the continuation of circulatory system. In the next class, we will take up portal systems. That's another important circulatory, a part of the circulatory system, portal system. Until then, goodbye. Thank you very much.